I'd say now, one night I was out in Los Angeles. We were checking out the scene, saw your stand-up. You've got some good sports smack, some good sports shtick.
Yeah, I grew up a big sports fan. I played a lot of sports growing up, and it just seemed to segue with me in my act, you know, to talk about it, because it was a natural thing for me.
All right, how about some smack, records, things like that, sports?
I do a bit about sports records. I talk about how some of them are so phenomenal, you have to question the credibility. Like Will Chamberlain, he scored 100 points in a basketball game one time. Like 100 points, think about that. Who was guarding this guy? Gary Coleman? Webster's 100 points. You imagine the rest of his teammates say, Will, I'm open. You ever think about passing the ball once in a while? Hog. Cy Young won 511 games pitching. You know how hard this is to do? You have to average 25 wins a year, 20 years in a row. It's literally impossible. I mean, what were they counting as a win back then? Goes to a carnival, knocks over a couple bottles. That's a win, Cy, count it. Then the record book. I mean, it had to be recorded on the honor system. It's like, hey, did you pitch last week? Cy? Yeah, I won 10 games. Pitched a couple doubleheaders. Hey, it's in the record book. No questions asked, buddy. Cumberland College lost to Georgia Tech 222 to nothing. I'm thinking, what the hell was going on this day? I mean, imagine losing coach at halftime. What could he have possibly have said to these kids? All right, we're not out of it yet. It's only 110 to nothing. Couple, 2, 3, 16 more touchdowns, we're back in it. We gotta get back to fundamentals. Tommy, you gotta stop punting on a first down. You got 4 downs to work with. Billy, when you center the ball, you hike it backwards. Backwards, backwards, backwards. Now, we're still ahead with the bookies. They're giving us 200. If we could just hold it. Then meanwhile, in the other locker room, the coach is going, all right, who hasn't scored yet? Anybody? Kathy, grab your brother's helmet. You're going in.
Great. All right, sports grudges. Now, you sit there, you're watching sports. There's always something that's kind of bumming you out a little bit. Some scrudges.
America's Cup. You know, nothing thrills me more than watching a bunch of multi-millionaires race their yachts. It's like, who gives a fat frog's ass? How does this get on television? It's on ESPN, what? Every year, for 2 weeks, 2 hours a day, 2 boats going 10 miles an hour. Looked like a photograph. The cheapest boat is $40 million. Who does this appeal to? Like all my homeboys in the bar yelling at the screen, come on, Dennis, cut that buoy. Damn, we're falling behind. What's going on? The deep swells and the drifting kelp are killing us. Every year it's the damn drifting kelp. I go, they need to liven the sport up, man. Put cannons on the boats. Let them fire at each other. You go within 50 feet, put a cannonball right through the sail. That'll wake people up. Honey, did you see that? I'm flicking channels. I swear I saw a cannonball go right through the sail. You know, do something. Let the helmsmen dress up as pirates. Put hookers on the boat. Do something. But that is, I can't believe it's on. It's, what is it, 3 weeks, 2 hours a day?
That's it. Just seems like it. All right. All right. So now you've got that. There's your grudge. Winter Olympics are going on right now, but you had a little part in the Summer Olympics. You're working for the Comedy Central channel.
Yeah.
What'd they set you up with?
It's Joe Bolster, another comedian, and I. We hosted. Actually, we didn't host. We were covering the comedy with the 1992 Olympics for Comedy Central. It was a big stunt. It was just to attract viewers, and they would cut to us ever so often. What it was, the stunt was, we were to stay for 2 weeks inside a hotel room in New York watching triple cast on NBC.
Right.
With 4 big screens. And they would cut to us periodically just to get updates on what was going on, and we would do little skits of what was happening during the Olympics. And a lot of funny stuff happened that Olympics. The boxing, you know, the one boxer from Iran actually forgot his gloves, got disqualified. But I'm thinking, can you imagine that, training 4 years?
Another brain surgeon.
Oh, my God, it's like he trained 4 years, every day, you know, running, boxing, sparring, training. On a day of truth finally comes along, it's like, oh, my gloves! Ain't this a bitch? I knew I was forgetting something. I left the hotel room, I got my trunks, got my shoes, stinking gloves. 4 years down the fuck. That's like going to kayaking and forgetting your boat. Ah, nuts! I knew I was forgetting something.
I know a guy you relate to. Harry Carey.
Oh, Harry Carey's, he's an icon. You know, I grew up 6 blocks from Comiskey Park. You know, I was in high school. I used to live there, you know, and Harry was the announcer there for like 8, 9 years before he went to the Cubs. So I was a big fan of his before he even got on the national, WGN, the station, where everyone got to know him. And Harry is a card, man. He delivers the game like your buddy, like a guy sitting next to you at the bar. He holds no punches. And that's why I think makes him really endearing, And he kills me because sometimes the game becomes incidental to the story he's telling.
He is the game.
Yeah, he's the game. In Chicago, they were so bad, they used to come to actually see him in Pearsall. And they'd stand out underneath the box he's in with their beers all piled up going, Harry, look how much we drank. And Harry'd be doing a post-game going, yeah, I know. Anyway, at the end of the night, he's waving to him like this. But Harry's such a card. The game's incidental to the story he's telling. I'm watching him one day. Steve, I was on Rush Street last night getting totally inebriated. I closed the one bar and went across the street at a taco at that greasy spoon. Oh, there's a triple play. Anyway, I had too many jalapeno peppers. I got indigestion, Oh, that's a fastball off Sandberg's head, both benches empty. So, I'm looking for the Pepto-Bismol. He's on a stretcher. I think he's dead. Finally, I get a hold of some KO Pectate. The game's incidental. He's more concerned what celebrity should have. Hey! I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Charlie Manson's here today with a group of 50 from Joliet State Prison. It's parole day here at Wrigley. There's a grand slam. I was in jail one time. This big Samoan wanted to tie me up and spank me. That's a no-hitter. I wanted him to do it because I'm a bad man and a cuphead. Hey, Steve. There you smoking bastard. You will answer, guy.
Yeah, all right. John Caponera, the program's called The Good Life. It's on NBC. I think you earned yourself a return trip. Nice effort.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, John, good to see you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, buddy.
All right, thanks. You lost my last two segments. Nice effort.
Oh, sorry.
All right, we're going to come back, wrap things up on Talk 2. Stay with us.